Hello and welcome back, ladies and gents. We're just about ready to jump into the pistol round in map number 2. It's going to be Inferno in this BO2 between NIP and Titan. If you just joined us, first map went 16-7 to NIP on cash. And now this is Titan's choice of map. So, Launders, how are you feeling after that first map, man? We saw some sick plays from the likes of Freiburg.
Yeah, there was a sick individual plays for sure. I mean, there was that save round from Forest. That was huge. There were so many impact frags. I mean, I know that's a word people use sometimes, or maybe too often, but there really just were so many impact frags from NIP, and Freiburg actually opening up this round to carry over, but RBK answers back, just clotheslining him. And that does really give him a lot of information on B.
Oh, it certainly does. And went for a bit of a backflip there. It was quite strange to see, but NIP, the rest of them are going to be congregating, barring Get Right, who's still in mid, looking for the back attack from RPK and Apex, which is just about to come to fruition. Get Right gets the first one. He's going to get the second. No, he's darting back and forth, gets his dancing shoes on. And that's all that's going to happen for him. While the rest of his team is doing work on A, because Get Right was keeping 2 occupied. So we're at a huge disadvantage on the A site. And now it's all on RPK. He's on quad. He's got 22 HP to his name and not much else. And he has just been wrecked from Forest. Sorry, Get Right got the assist in the end. And NIP, they're pretty much picking up from where they left off on Cash there with that pistol round.
Yeah, pretty simple strat there. I mean, they just wanted to run up B. Freiburg did open it up with an early pick, and then RPK answered back, and that allowed Titan into thinking that they could just freely push down mid. And Get Right had a great lurk position, as he's so known for doing, taking an off angle at the bottom by the stairs there and getting a frag, doing a lot of damage to RPK, and then NIP, the rest of the team had to just do their part at the other end of the map on the A site, and they did do just that. I mean, it really did come down to shots. That was what they were banking on hitting.
Well, Existence is going to have to stand up huge in this round, alongside maybe Apex. I was going to say Existence was in a 1v5 potential scenario, but he somehow snaked his way through the smoke behind NIP, and they have no idea where he is. Here comes Alu, though. Catches Maniac off guard, pushing through the smoke on towards CT. And that's going to be all she wrote. But a few seconds there, I thought NIP were going to be on the receiving end of a sneaky play.
Oh, for sure.
Up 2-0.
Yeah, that almost got ugly. I mean, everyone had their chance there, and Existence did find one. Then they almost got a pick per, but they caused a couple of rebuys here. NIP are going to be just sticking to what looks like SMGs, as I think Titan did invest some money into that round, so they know that they're not going to be going up against an early buy or an armor buy once again, and that's going to work in favor of NIP, who are getting T rounds, and any round on the T side is very valuable.
Oh yeah, definitely the case. They're going to be looking for their third. And wow, Apex just caught completely off guard from the backside. Get Right puts the bullet to the side of the head through the temple. And now it's Titan, who are already weakened, outgunned, I think it's safe to say, now find themselves outmanned too. Here comes NIP, pushing on towards Arches. A grenade there into a sneaky spot on Arches, but no one is home, and Exist is now looking to push on to B. He's going to get the headshot through midair onto Maniac. That's one of the reasons why the SMG is so potent now. After the changes, there's another kill, and there's a third for Exist. They just clean up, and NIP lose nobody in the process, so that's pretty huge for them.
A little shock there is Apex. I guess you can expect it. Just the flying MP7. Will he upgrade it? I think is the most interesting question. I mean, if he doesn't, he's hanging on to a $1,700 gun. No, he will, though. And we'll squash that theoretical proposition. But Alu is actually going to be holding on to his. And that means that, they're going to, if they lose, be able to rebuy once again and not have to spend that much money doing so. But that probably is contingent on the fact that they're planning on still winning this round and opening it up, killing Kenny S. That could be huge. Getting him an arch for free, no damage done by him.
I'm really surprised that Kenny S would be caught out in that manner, though. He's completely in no man's land. No smokes, no flashes, nothing. It was ripe for the taking. And now NIP are going to take that advantage and run home with it. Again, give them an inch, they will take several miles, it appears. And it's all in Existence. 1v5. Looking to go towards Arches, but there's heavy smoke enough to choke on, so he has to back on away and try and save this weapon. And there's going to be pop flashes left, right, and centre. He's being pushed from Freiburg, and that is going to be the kill. And that was all off once again, the one pick into mid. And then from there on in, just rush into A, easy peasy, 4-0.
Yeah, Kenya should not have been out there by himself, first of all. I mean, he wanted to take a shot and fall off, but he was at Arch. He was at Arch, just looking down mid. Was he peaked a little bit wide? I only saw it from the perspective of NIP, but it looked like he was just kind of out in the middle of mid, looking down mid, not expecting someone to peek from alt, and that's what caught him off.
I saw it from NIP's perspective as well, so I'm not entirely sure, but it's just surprising to me that he'd be there for that long.
Yeah.
Because he was there for a good, what, 15, 20 seconds maybe, and saw absolutely nothing. So that was a bit of maybe a lapse in concentration, maybe a poor call from someone else on Titan. Regardless, though, that's in the past. Let's look to the present. 5th round, 4-0 for NIP. And they are going to be playing this one a tiny bit slower. Stacking in mid and banana, respectively. They've got themselves Freiburg there. One of the entry fraggers, of course, that's been around the scene for such a long time. Exist is going to get dropped, though, from Apex's CZ. And that's going to give them some information as well. Still, there's a lot of time for Titan to try and kill and get right. He's going to put that AK-47 to use. Freiburg is still lurking and gets the headshot onto Apex. It goes from a one-man advantage to a one-man deficit for Titan. And now NIP are pushing onto A. They have caught a glimpse of Kenny, and that's all they needed. Alu as well onto RPK with the 5-7, with the Tech 9, I should say, the T's counterpart to the 5-7, and our existence in familiar territories again in this last man standing role for the Frenchman.
Yeah, and they'll know he'll be rotating from B. He's gonna be lining up the Deagle, but won't hit the shot, and NIP come away with the 5th round. And again, that's the power of winning a rifle and winning the ever crucial first, or winning the pistol and winning the ever crucial first rifle round, is that you're afforded yourself a save. And you know, and Titan needing that off on Kenny S means that they're gonna have to save pretty much as possible if they lose these rounds. And these are crucial. I mean, your team can really fall apart if you are that reliant on op. And can't win around 4v5.
NIP, even if they were to lose the rest of the rounds in this half, I mean, from this position it wouldn't be particularly great, but I'm sure they would have been happy enough with 5-6 rounds at the start of T-side and Inferno. And there's still so many rounds to play. I mean, they could even get to double digits if things continue in this fashion. Which I wouldn't be calling GG at that point, but my god, it would be close. That would be such a rough half if Titan, you know, they're on like 5 or 6 rounds coming onto T-side.
Yeah, I think if NIP don't get 10 rounds like already at this point, they're going to be upset. I mean, just because of how well they started off and knowing that they can get, you know, that 3 to 4 rifle rounds, or they feel like they deserve it based on how much they're ready to play. But this stack over towards A is going to work out really well unless NIP decide to wrap Arch. But taking top mid control right now, leaving a little bit mystery of air of mystery on Titan. But they do get the first pick, and that's huge.
Yeah, and RPK's grenade did about 100 damage overall, 50 to 2 players. So that was pretty big while they were waiting. But Freiburg, once again, is doing his job for NIP. Look at that frag onto RPK, and that's going to open up A nicely. Maniac's going to play a huge part of this round. There's the first one. Looking for the second frag that's already been claimed from his teammates. But still, they're coming behind in these exchanges. And Existence now on a 1v2. Get Right's on 5 HP. So this is more doable than the previous times we've seen. But he's got no flash, he's got no smokes, he's about to get shot in the side from Get Right, and it's going to go 6-0 for Tees.
Wow, Get Right.
This one coming.
No, not. I mean, they had the right stack. They gave up control. I mean, excuse me, Kenny S was holding Arch with his op and just went down instantly, and he was holding from Moto, so he was locking down like that side of the map, and they gave up Arch control, and then they just kind of had to deal with an enclave of players coming from both ends, and that was the hardest part for them. Even though they had a double pit setup, which would be pretty much ideal if they hit their shots. I don't know, they just couldn't trade out, and they lost Kenny S, and that was critical. But they even got a pick at A in a 5v4 and weren't able to win it. So, I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, that's a huge disaster.
Oh, this is definitely... It's pretty much playing for pride. It's trying to salvage this this shipwreck at this point from Titan's perspective. The ship is definitely capsized, but if they can start to put some rounds on the board, you know, it's Counter-Strike at the end of the day. Anything's possible. And Titan are a team that if they start to find that form, they can pull this back. But it's looking incredibly poor from their perspective right now. The CT side has been crumbling. 48 seconds on the timer. NIP in the form of Get Right is trying to be as much of a pain in the backside as possible there, and Banana trying to play interference while the rest of his team starts to move into position to pounce onto A. 35 seconds coming up, and now the push has to come into effect. Here come the flashbangs. Here come the entry frags as well, courtesy of Forest. And there is Maniac on balcony. Gets the kill. More importantly, maybe for his team, is that weapon. But he's going to have to put some kills on the board here if they want to pick up their first of this half. 20 seconds to go. Maniac has put himself in a position to get another frag, but now Kenny S is being surrounded by NIP players. Existence gets one, and NIP gets 7-0.
Yeah, 7-0, and it is, you know, ultimately, if you put it in perspective, it's quite literally 2 rifle rounds that they've won, alongside a pistol and not getting ecoed, that have allowed them to get to 7 rounds. So from that perspective, Titan are only down in their minds, I think, those 2 rifle rounds, but at the same time, would probably expect themselves on a good day to be able to win an eco, would also probably to expect themselves to win those 2 rifle rounds, which every single one should be easy to win here on the CT side. And here they are fighting for B control versus Garay, who burns in a molly, and they did a triple molly down Banana, so they want control of it. And I think this is a great way to open up the round, to change up the pace.
Yeah, just going for a different tactic altogether. Get right also got flash, so I'm not sure how much he knew about what was happening to him, but he is going to be silenced for this round. There's Apex with 1, with 2. This is what they need. They need the likes of Apex to stand up tall for them, to get some inspiration on the ranks of Titan, which they've been sorely lacking for Inferno. And there we go, clean sweep round. That's the first tick in the box if they do want to come back and win this map.
Yeah, that was a solid round. 5 players alive. They opened it up with an early opening pick, forced NIP into the other site, that was A, and locked it down. A much easier time this time having brackets control, and that made a lot more sense. I mean, fighting for banana control can be so crucial, and we've just seen why. When Titan have conceded both banana control and then decided to stack A but did it passively, they've still gotten crushed because NIP know what to do with the map control. They have also, along with hitting their shots, of course, but here they are opening it up with some pressure on B. And I guess once they take control of the bottom of it, they can rotate a player off, or even 2. And once again, focus on A, but have that information.
Yeah, very aggressively done from Titan. 3 players are pushing down B. Now, one of them, which was Kenny S, is going to move back into position around Highway, now in Arches. Meanwhile, Existence breaks the deadlock in this round and gives Titan the advantage. But can they hold on to it? Looks likely. There is Apex as well. And now, Titan, if they just hold these positions, Launders, this should be a fairly comfortable round for them. But it's flashes onto Archers. Kenny S has to move back into position right now. Misses that shot. And again has to fall back. This is the last time he's going to be able to do so, surely, because Freiburg is there waiting, but he gets the quick shot onto him. And Freiburg gets absolutely wrecked. And now it's from Exist, and Titan have the round. As soon as I saw Kenny S miss 2 AWP shots, I was thinking, hold on a second here. Surely Nip can't win this round. But, hey, Kenny S, what can he do?
Yeah, what can he do? He will hit that shot eventually. And on that round, we had Titan once again opening up an opening pick on the B side. That was Existence, getting Alu, getting the op down, and then focusing on A and NIP not fighting for the banana control. Once again, just going late A, which has worked so well for them. But because Titan were able to win 2 rounds in a row, they've really done wonders for their economy, and that will allow them to buy even if they lose this round to follow. Whereas if they had lost a round right after that last round, they'd be on a double save maybe. And so it was great that they're able to keep 5 alive. Once again, Existence putting pressure on Banana and them having control of it. So they are doing the motions right now. Will NIP respond by trying to fight for Banana, or will they just go lay A again?
That is the question right now. The Titan will be pondering to themselves, because they do have information in the aspect of 2 players pushing down Banana once again, which is Existence and RPK. Very reminiscent from their cash when they're doing a very similar thing through mid. Didn't pay off every time for them. They did get caught out a few times, but the information is going to be so key to the rest of the CTs who are holding fast onto A. They know there's no way it's going to be a B rush just yet, and therefore they can just hold into position. 40 seconds to go. Nip still haven't made a move.
Yeah. Oh, Existence lighted up with the molly. Actually goes down. I don't know if he was blind there, but just peeking out and dying for it.
Kind of like a heads you win, tails I lose there. He's going to get burnt or he's going to get shot and riddled with bullets as soon as he came around that corner. And it was the former rather than the latter that happened. Now Apex with the timing push does get 1, but It goes in NIP's favor. They don't have a lot of time to play with, though. Exists with that bomb, 10 seconds to get to the site. And this could be huge from Kenny S. He's got the first one with the M4. All he has to do is hold position and stop this plant from going down. And it's exactly what's about to happen. No, he turns around, but the time's gone anyway. And Titan, just about by the skin of their teeth, win the round and get their third on the board. But that was so close. NIP cut it too fine at the end of the day.
Oh my goodness, that was really, really close. I mean, they got on the site, they almost planted safe in this, you know, the riskiest safe position that you could possibly do it, knowing that there was a player in pit, and they knew they wanted to take it back to A, almost didn't have, I mean, they really didn't have enough time to do it, but we're very close, and Titan do come away with the round by the skin of their teeth there, as it would have been a very difficult retake once that bomb would have gone, if that bomb had gone down.
Oh, and now the fast pushes from Titan have been called and found out, but there's Kenny S with 2, and a third as well, and a fourth. Unbelievable play from Kenny, and he gets the ace. And it's almost like he's looking directly across at Freiburg and saying, whatever you can do, I can do better. Beat that. Four rounds now to Titan, and my mind's just been blown, Launders.
Oh my god. I need someone to hold me right now. That was amazing. I haven't seen an ace that nice in quite a long time. That was fantastic from Kenny S, who was able to just hit with perfect accuracy those no scopes. Was quite incredible. I don't know what else to say.
Was it 3 no scopes in the end?
Yeah.
Unreal. That's what we're talking about. When Kenny's on form, there's very few players can stand toe to toe with him. But it just seems that it's kind of an on and off button right now for him. He can't consistently perform at that level. And I'd be surprised if he could, because that would be godlike if he was to play like that every single round. Regardless, though, you have to keep on in the action here as NIP. They have 4 spot with pistols and Kevlar, and so far, so good for Titan, who are poised to pick up another round. There we go, everyone's fallen down. So that is 5 rounds on the bounce to Titan after 7 in a row to NIP. Such a streaky map this has been thus far.
I mean, that round where Kenny S aced, they had lost 2 picks of banana. That round was over if Kenny S traded 1 for 1. Ended up getting 5 kills. That's I don't even know what to say about that. And that's a huge reason that Titan are still in this. I mean, they would have been able to buy, I think, anyways. But at this point, any round that NIP win is going to be worth so much, as they're already up to 7. So in this game are looking pretty bad. But that could breathe some life into a team that really needed it. It might also give the confidence back to Kenny S that I think he needs, as he's had a rough start early on in this map.
Yeah, those can be the moments, as I said before, that when you need someone to inspire your team. If Kenny's pulling that off, it just, the rest of his team kind of sit up and they notice, you know, and if he's starting to feel the adrenaline coursing through him, and he starts to consistently pull that off here, this map could still go in the way of Titan, even though, all things considered, Launders, 7 rounds already, Nip are in a fantastic position right now. They are definitely the favourites to take this map from right now.
Yeah, they feel like they met their quota, and they're just going to be fighting for rounds. Just because, I mean, they've been doing so well, why not go for those extra couple of rounds? I don't think we'll necessarily ever feel safe. I mean, that wouldn't be smart at all. And they are playing to win, whether it be a round or a map. So with 7 into this one, are going to be going up against a strong economy from Titan, but also one of the last rounds. And Freiburg does open up the site, and that was a solo man holding B. I mean, it was critical that he stayed alive, and he couldn't.
Yeah, and they had all 5 players remaining, so they really put all the eggs in that basket from Titan, that it would be an A push. That's not the case. The bomb is going to go down with 20 seconds to go. And now, Titan, do they even attempt to retake this? It would be such a difficult round for them to win. Get Right is still laid in wait and gets a beautiful headshot onto Apex, who pushes into mid. There was smoke in the way, but that doesn't matter to Get Right. And that definitely will be a save. Titan are going to keep these weapons going forward, so they are going to come out, whatever happens, at half-time, behind on rounds.
That was very nice from Get Right, who went down mid, got in pit, saw people, once the Freiburg had gotten that pick on B, he knew that people were going to try to split B and retake, but as he sat at the bottom of mid through a flash and a smoke out, I think it really discouraged Titan from going down there. But once they all ended up in CT, Apex tried to go back and just got punished for it. But that was really nice from Get Right. Just a small play, taking so much map control with just his presence. And he's so good at that, making a part of the map so scary to go to, knowing that he's around there somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely puts the fear into oppositions. It was Get Right that had the connectivity issues, I guess, or maybe the crash, but he is back into the server very quickly. and we should resume play. So 8-5, if you have just joined us, first map was Cash, and it went to the Ninjas in Pyjamas squad. 16-7, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, Launders. Was it 16-7?
Yeah, or
It was.
16-8, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, so fairly one-sided in the end. Although if Titan, I think, were 4-1 ahead at one point, and they were looking really, good. They were poised to get a good first half, but it just crumbled.
Yeah, they were like 5-3 with all the rifle rounds or something because NIP had only won ecos. And then NIP kind of figured out how to take mid 3 times differently and just started winning rounds.
Yeah. And, Titan are going to hope to channel it in a nip for this half. Or these last couple rounds, I should say, because they are definitely against the ropes and they're going to have to come out swinging. They get 7 rounds at half-time. Far from ideal, but they'll take it, considering they were 7-0 behind at one point. NIP, again, slow and steady wins the race from their perspective. They are not going to be showing too many of their hands just yet. And these rounds have typically gone the way of NIP as well. They've got these picks and they've converted it into rounds. So Titan, they just have to sit in and wait. And again, they've just got the one player on B.
Yeah, and they're giving up apps and they're giving up banana control. I mean, Existence really understands this and is actually just spotting, but is doing it in a pretty risky way. I feel like they're trying to hold off their smokes. I'm not sure why they aren't smoking off banana late. I guess he wants to see it. And yeah, he does call for a smoke, and that is really good. I mean, NIP did not work up banana until this late, and Titans still have 3 smokes left, or 2 more smokes left. And so it can smoke off B until the round is over. So if NIP want to go B, they're probably not going to be able to. But they realize this, and they're probably going to try to just take control of it anyway, knowing that there's only going to be a single man here.
But they haven't pulled the trigger. And in doing so, they've gone from 1 defender to 3. Now they're going on with 15 seconds, and this should be a case of crossfire prevailing. But it's not, because Freiburg, with Exist, gets the opening pick. Did get dinked there. And there's now 7 seconds left on the timer. And Get Right's going to get that plant just before dying. But NIP are coming in with the frags. Forrest actually got the team kill. They're not going to get too much if they get this round, though. It's Exist in a sneaky position. Gets himself too. And NIP, again, just about claw around. That looked like it could be slipping away from them with only a few seconds to spare.
That was quite beautiful from both teams. That late banana control. I mean, Titan with confidence held on to their smokes just long enough till the 45-second mark so that they could smoke B off 3 times, discourage NIP from going there, and push them towards A. NIP, knowing this, said, we're going to wait out the smoke, wait until it's late enough, know that Titan are only going to play 1 player here because we know what they're going to do, and then push B through a smoke anyway because there's only 1 person to trade out, and we have an idea of how he plays it. And then they did that, and they actually got in the site and just barely got away with the plant, and so it was almost really well played by Titan, but NIP still did come out on top, and they were really confident about the fact that they would only have to add entry by killing 1 person. They were right about that.
Yeah, and it was Freiburg, the man that did it. He may not got the accredited with the kill, but he did get the dink, and Exist finished him off, so he did his job there. Kenny Esto breaks his deadlock in this round with a quick fire AWP shot. I'm still not quite caught up with my breath out of that ace. That was highlight worthy from him. That was sublime. There's no other word that comes to mind.
I don't know. I've only seen Shox have a similar ace, and that was opening a pick on the other side of the map and then getting 4 kills on Banana, which was just as insane. But he got all 5 kills within like 4 seconds, 5 seconds, something like that.
Yeah. Hit everything, including 3. It was 3 or 4 no scopes. I'm not entirely sure, but
yeah, I couldn't even count the no scopes.
Unbelievable plays from that man. One of the reasons why we said he's one to watch. But again, look at NIP going through the smoke, not fearing anything. Maybe they should fear this. Nope, Existence gets 2, but he gets dropped. Or at least his teammate gets dropped of Kenny S on the site. He's going to eat a couple grenades for his troubles. He's down to 36 HP, but only 2 NIP players remain, but maybe that's all they need as they run in front of one another. Apex nearly lines them up and knocks them down. Somehow, Alu gets that kill, and he's looking for the plant with 4 seconds. This should be a Titan round. No, he gets 1, and very nearly the last. If he clutched that, I'd have just left Launders. I would have just got out my chair and left the house, because there was no reason for them to even attempt to clutch that round.
I wouldn't have blamed you. I mean, I would have taken over that solo cast, wouldn't have asked a single question. That would have been just unforgivable on the part of
Maniac who peaked for like a second. No.
Yeah, he thought he had to trade there, but all he had to do was hide. I mean, you would assume that Alu has no time, he's going to go for the plant, but in that play, just didn't think he could plant at all, so just took the 2 fights and almost got away with it.
Jeez, it's been an interesting game, if nothing else. We've seen some pretty crazy plays today. Oh, well, 9-6. So we were saying this before that NIP was 7-0 up, and they'd be happy to get double digits. Honestly, 9 rounds on T side, I think they'll be pretty ecstatic about that result.
Yeah, certainly. They're going to feel good about it. I'm sure they fear Titans T sides. Titan have strats. There's no doubt about that. But NIP seem to be outclassing them, apart from a couple key rounds, I guess. One specifically from Kenny S. I can only think of a couple other highlight rounds overall, like Apex, some really nice rifling and pistol work. But overall, I think NIP have been stronger, and that's going to be proved to be a problem for Titan, who did actually pick the map. I mean, if they picked the map, you know, they're guaranteeing themselves a certain amount of CT rounds, but also know that they would have to end it on T, as they don't get side. So are prepared to deal with this, and taking apps control early is a start to the pistol.
Yeah, that's going to put them in pretty good stead here, but they're going to have to try and get those bullets to faces, and nobody has fallen just yet. You can see a very aggressive push down from Get Right into logs. Rest of the terrorists, though, not too interested in this just yet. They had a quick flirt around on Arches, but Freiburg with the one click to Apex. That is going to put them in a horrible position. Get Right's in a good place to get some frags, but he misses it, whiffs the opportunity. He goes down. The information is going to be passed across to the rest of NIP, though, and there is Freiburg quickly rotating from Highway. There is one. There is strength in numbers, but it's going even right now, and Titan, with existence, gets 3 kills to his name. I thought that could go the way of Nip. That was a huge round for Titan as well.
They had him, and I guess that's a huge individual play right there, as existence just gets 3 players rotating through CT. Versus pistols, or versus USPs and PDKs, and yeah, it just opens up the site once again. Another pistol round that goes the way of aim duels. But here's Titan winning the first pistol round. Will they be able to mirror something similar to what NIP did, stringing 7 rounds in a row together? And they, you know, again, I'm only saying that because it wasn't like they were able to do it with a bunch of rifle rounds. They only had to win a couple to get 7. They got the pistol, 2 anti-ecos, first rifle, second rifle, that's it. Another eco. And that was 7 rounds.
Yeah. The dream is that they can certainly rinse and repeat and take a leaf out of NIP's playbook. But so far, so good for them. They get the first frag onto Freiburg. There isn't a scout in play with a couple of upgraded pistols as well, including a 5.7, a CZ, and a P250. So it's far from impossible for NIP to clutch this one out, but it's going to be very difficult. There is a scout shot ringing out. It does connect onto Kenny S. There is a Molotov in pit, and that's going to claim the first kill of this exchange. Here it comes. They're lining them up, and they are killing NIP very comfortably. Get Right will pick up a consolation frag, but that's all it's going to be. And Titan get their second round here on T side. So only losing one weapon, definitely a good round from their perspective.
Yeah, running right into a stack there and still winning the round, that was really good for them. Obviously, in terms of the stack, it was good for NIP's confidence, knowing that they got the right site. They had a good idea of where Titan would go, but Titan didn't really come close to losing that round at any point. So ultimately, are almost going to be able to tie up here, and we'll hang on to 5 SMGs, knowing that NIP invested a bit of money into that round and won't be buying up once again. This time, it's going to be another stack towards A, more specifically halls here, as we have 3 players in the long haul. Very interesting, as if someone peeks out here, this makes a lot of sense, but the issue is that if they eat a flash, they're going to be blind together, blind brothers. They'll be in the abs.
Freiburg trying to drill down with an MP7 and learns the hard way. That's not a good idea. There's Kenny S as well from main on mid. On to Get Right. He's trying to just sneak into Boiler, and he gets punished, and they are just lining up. Pretty much a firing squad right now if anyone comes into apt, but that's not going to be the case. The bomb is starting to snake its way back towards B. It has just been cleared out from Apex. That will be a comfortable plant. Ooh. Oh, close. Close. Kenny S nearly walked into the firing squad there.
Will they? Will they, though?
No. They give up the chase. They go onto balcony, and they're going to be met by very angry Frenchmen who are looking to get some revenge for Cash and that first half. And that's exactly what seems to be happening. There we go. It's 5 for 2 trade. And Titan will take that all day, every day. NIP now, though, they're able to buy up.
What a stack. It's great. I've done that with 2 people. 3 is a new meta, apparently. But NIP are going to be buying up here, and here we have the full rifle buy, and I'm going to go ahead and consider this a full buy because an op is not necessary on Inferno by any means. It's obviously an op-friendly map in the sense that, like, if you have a good op, or if you give them an op on this map, they're going to be able to have high impact very easily on the CT side or even T side, but you don't need an op to win around on either side on this map. Ever. You can do it with 5 rifles, no problem. I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of teams like it so much, why it's so popular in Go. But yeah, this is a full buy, sort of, actually, as they don't have any smokes left.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Will this come back to bite them? We do start the push through into this round. Just about a minute remaining. Forrest gets the first one there. This exists as well on balcony. All going the way of NIP, and it's one of the reasons why the AWP isn't necessarily is key, because kennyS has had absolutely no influence in this round at all with that AWP, and he's dropped. He did nothing in that round with the AWP, and that's not necessarily his fault either. It's just the way Inferno is created. It doesn't necessarily, if you can't get a pick into mid or maybe try and lurk around banana, and the chances of getting an AWP frag are so small.
Yeah, and you shouldn't get a pick on T side. Like no team on CT side should give you an opportunity to just like let you peek into them and give you a pick. You should be holding no angles. You should be only crossfiring. There's so many opportunities for that on Inferno, so it makes it so CT sided in the first place. And so it's no surprise that he isn't able to get a pick on the T side, even though he's so good at doing that. But I'm kind of surprised Maniac held on to the Mac 10 in that situation on the last round, because they were trying to protect the investment that was kennyS's op, and they were going up against the buy. I'm sure they must have expected it. That wasn't an early buy or anything. So kind of putting it at risk, I feel like. Oh, Freeberg getting a double spray down. Actually, Get Right helping him out, finding the second frag, but shutting down Banana nonetheless.
Yeah, very nice work there from Freiburg with the M4. That's going to, again, just derail the Titan Juggernaut for that little bit longer. In fact, actual fact, they're going to be backing away all entirely. Not interested in Banana anymore. They know that is extremely difficult for them to take. Freiburg still has a smoke as well, so he can just drop that at any time that he so chooses. This is going to be rough for Titan. And look at this as well. The lurk is real from Alu. All the way round from second mid through apps. And now looking to push in behind the Frenchman into Banana itself. And they're not long for this world. 40 seconds maybe of life remaining for them here in the 20th round. In fact, it's Forrest that's going to open up his account onto existence. Alu, very patient play. Is it going to pay off for him? Yes, it is, with one frag. Looking for a second. He must know that Kenny's there. And he doesn't get it. Kenny gets the upper hand in that exchange. He does finally drop to Get Right, but NIP only lose one player in that entire round. They're very happy with that result.
Yeah, and they didn't have the money to rebuy that op, so once again, they lost the round where they kind of kept some guns so that they could rebuy the next round. But Titan, we've seen them basically only buy when they can afford an op, and that means that they're going to they should prioritize investing heavily into rounds that they do have one. I think I'm just going back to the Mac 10, keeping the Mac 10 on the rifle round, even though I'm not sure it was integral or critical in the sense that I don't think they lost because of having it, but at this point, Titan are going to be saving once again, and will, let's see, be able to buy an op next round after losing 2,400. Well, yeah, I mean, kennyS is 27. Yeah, they could probably even half armor, but it's not going to be that important. It's not going to be that important.
Yeah, because as you say, again, maybe AWP isn't the go-to strat here. Maybe they want to go for some AKs instead and try and make that one work for them. As we're talking, Titan on the eco, being battered. Existence, once again, how many times we said that already today, is the last remaining player. And,
yeah, he's often the last remaining player. I mean, he's also probably the smartest player. I mean, I guess he's the IGL or whatever, but yeah. He's oftentimes the last remaining player. But I can't think of another player who you would see lurking on this team. I think Maniac has done it before.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons why we've been saying it so often, though, is because Existence was playing B on CT side, and NIP consistently went A. So he was constantly having to retake, coming through like Library and Arches and 1v4s, which I'm a B player myself. That is a nightmare to try and pull off.
Yeah. And
they do go for the AWP again here, the Wanderers. I want to see kennyS do something with this time.
Yeah, I mean, he's going off no armor. I mean, if you weren't Kenny S, I don't think anyone else would do this. It's just not that necessary on the T side, and they're going to be fighting for banana control. Are just going to get sprayed down through the smoke. Will they get a 30? We'll find it on Apex, and it's just like, you know, it's so easy to neutralize an op. It's not even easy to do it, to use it on T side, and it's like, you want to save for this op with no armor. It's like, but you don't. There's no like opening pick like there is on Cash on Inferno, where you have to get peeked by an op. Like you can come up mid with an op on T side, peek both Arch and Boiler, see absolutely no one, and then go up Banana, see absolutely no one. There's just never a time where the CTs have to peek you first on this map unless you get into the site, and at that point it's not even good to have an op that close up. So I don't know.
It's got to be so soul-destroying as well from Titan, because they're saving. Come on, boys, we've got this. And 20 seconds in the round, oh, we're all dead. So yeah. It's got to be so sad from their perspective. Now they're back to a force buy of such, and pistols and Kevlar get right straight down Banana. They did get 2 frags in this round, but Freiburg jumps down into the tunnel, gets himself one, get right there to pick up the pieces. And now NIP find themselves 14-9 ahead. This will be a buy-up round for Titan. Are they going to go for another AWP? Yes, they are.
Yeah. Yeah, no, don't doubt it. You'll always see an AWP on a buy round from Titan, especially with the lose bonus as high as it is. But again, it has had no impact on the T side. And it's not even, I don't think it's Kenny S's fault. I just don't think it's I think it's the map. Well, here's an opportunity where Alu is most likely going to take a challenge where he might be able to find a pick, and that might also tell us whether it makes sense for a CT to be opping if you're up by a lot. But changing up the style and trying to get an opening pick in a situation where you're giving T's too much time to think or too much map control can be really good. And Ali will be playing up at the archway sort of aggressively.
Thing is there something you could say though about if a strat's not working, as I'm talking there, Get Right just pushes right down Banana once again, so hold that thought, gets the second kill. Onto Kenny S, who is second mid, looking for a peek. Get Right could even get a third, and he will get the third. And Titan are just crumbling, absolutely crumbling. But what I was going to say is this round should definitely go the way of an IP. If a strat's not working, so for example picking up an AWP, shouldn't the players and like the calls be adaptable enough to say, okay, this isn't working, let's go to plan B?
Yeah, I mean, they might, I don't know what their plan is with the AWP, but they might feel like they're not getting the use out of it that they wanted to. I mean, he's basically not even scoped in before all of Titan are dying, but I don't know what the actual plan is. And now, because he's bought that AWP so many times, we'll only be able to afford a Tech-9 here on what could possibly be the last round. Definitely NIP's best chance to win the round. But I mean, Kenny S has had crazy op rounds T side Inferno. It's just that if the team you're playing is playing right. I mean, there is a saying, you know, if you're getting, you shouldn't be able to get an op kill on T side just based on playing proper CS as a CT. But it's going to happen, you know, based on aggressive pushes and a change of opponent styles, and I think that's what they're counting on. But it's not working out.
Yeah, because as he's saying, NIP, they're not. I mean, Alu's maybe peaked a couple of times as Forrest is going to go trade 1-for-1 there in apps. Now Existence going to look to push, making the calls for his team, but he's there by himself. The rest of Titan is still in mid, and they're against Freiburg, who is going to come under fire and does get picked off with Apex. I think that was the last bullet that he fired as well. It's a bit fortunate, but he'll take it. But when a team's not falling into your traps, I mean, surely that's the time to switch things up. I don't want to harp on it too much, but it just, you know, Titan are 15-9 behind for a reason. They may get their 10th round here. But again, it's similar to Cash. We said this at one point, is you have to win rounds and do it pretty much flawlessly, because at some point you're going to run out of economy if you just keep winning and losing weapons.
You make every single round harder to win. I mean, if you can't buy your full nades every single time, that's a loss in itself, along with the rebuys. And they are going for this retake, and it was winnable, though. Maniacs got that important frag with very low HP. Alu does answer back with a headshot. But, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're not able to even get into the late round on the T side. I guess that's the interesting part. I mean, we might be able to see some more use happen for Kenny S out of that off in the later rounds if they're able to even get there. But they're getting outplayed every single time. We even saw NIP push down Banana through their own smoke because they were so confident that they had shut down Banana so often that Titan wouldn't be around to watch it. And it was a really, really well-timed push.
Yeah, which is very reminiscent for me on Cash as well when they're just pushing through mid. You know, Get Right was getting entry frags all
Right,
day, every
impeccable
day.
timing.
Yeah.
That's the timing,
So
as you mentioned.
Kenny S looking up mid, going to try and put that up, the aforementioned up to use. NIP once again holding fast. 3 players on A, 2 on B, one of which is Get Right, and he's starting to move towards A onto Arches, which is pretty much a play that was utilised from Titan as well. They had Existence by himself on B, the rest of the players stacked on A, worked for them sometimes. They did get caught off a couple of times though from NIP. And Titans still haven't really shown their hand. 50 seconds to go, and now they're going to start to push in. Kenny S has been dropped low alongside Apex. This is a good start from NIP. This could be the around and match-winning performance they were looking for. There's Ali with 2 of his own. RPK is not left in this round, I should say. And as I'm speaking, that's another frag. This time from Existence. Maniacs gets taken out, and there's the last one from NIP. 16 to 10. They win 2-0. I think we both predicted this at the start of the day, and they certainly delivered.
Yeah, well played from NIP. Won all the crucial rounds. Titan actually did come away with a pistol on Inferno. I don't know if they actually won one on Cash. They won the first one on Cash, that CTE ASI retake, and so they did split pistols on both maps. But overall, NIP won the rounds after the pistol, which Titan weren't able to do. The first rifle round, that is, earned themselves so many ecos throughout, and on so many critical rounds had huge individual plays from all players that managed to. They won the economic game, I think, was the highlight there. And then on that last half in Inferno, they were able to just get the better of the CT side, just locked it down. I mean, really didn't really show any signs of weakness overall, and Titan weren't able to exploit any. So.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. And it would have been quite interesting if we'd done the Vulcan thing beforehand, because I probably would have put Kenny S down as one of my picks. I would have said, you know, I'm expecting this guy to perform alongside Alu. It's not that Alu didn't perform today. I just think he got outshone by the likes of Get Right and Freiburg. And
Yeah.
the Ops didn't really have a huge part. Yes, Kenny S pulled off that ridiculous ace. Other than that, though, there's not really any big plays that are springing to mind that are not pulled off. I'm not sure if you'd agree with that.
No, he didn't have much impact at all. I mean, that ace was huge impact in the sense of how important that round was, but they were already down so many rounds, and he was a huge reason that they, and I hate to put it to just one player, but had lost a couple of the key rounds beforehand, like when he was standing out in the middle of Arch on the first rifle, and then on the second one, just kind of getting caught off guard holding Moto when it was crucial for him to be there, even though they had a 4-stack towards A. But yeah, just losing a couple duels like that can be worth so much more than acing on a single round. And unfortunately for him, only started to get rolling late. And then on the T side, again, didn't have much impact whatsoever. I agree. So.
Yeah, and I did mention Vulcan there, which I'd like to plug because they're a very gracious sponsor here at the CEVO Pro League. Now, if you want to get yourself in on some fantasy esports action, it's vulcan.com. That's vulcun.com. And if you use the promotion code CEVO, they're going to match any amount of money that you put in. So, for example, 100%, if you put in $1,000, you'll get 1,000 back. It's up to 1,000. It'll match the amount of money that you put in. On top of that as well, it's definitely a lot of fun, honestly. I was looking at this before, Launders. I know you do this a bunch yourself, but kind of pitting yourself against your friends and, you know, trying to come out on top, it seems like a pretty awesome thing to do.
Yeah, I only started doing it when I started casting and heard about Balkan, and it's actually pretty fun. I mean, it's just like another fantasy league in another sport if you play or watch or whatever it is. And yeah, so if you do want to try it, if you want to use real money, they'll match you dollar for dollar up to $1,000 if you use the promo code CEVO. And I think it's a lot of fun. So
yeah, definitely worth trying out. And while you guys go and sign up, I believe we have another best of 2 coming up, which is it's best of 1. My apologies. It's Tempno versus Venation TT Esports. And that's going to be right here, and that should be starting relatively soon. So I think that's going to do it from us, Launders. Do you have any final thoughts before we jump to another commercial?
no, GG's to NIP. Well played. Nice ace, Kenny S. That
That's
he
pretty much
is.
the highlight for me of that entire game. Even though Titan lost, I think Kenny S1 in a lot of ways for that ace. That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But we'll see you very shortly, guys, for that best of one.